Spawning in the bottom right in the blue, representing, of course. Oh, that's, dang it, I made a mistake. In the blue, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, he is Rogue. And his opponent on the bottom right-hand side of the map in the red, representing Good Game Gaming, he is Dream. Oh, hey. The casting tool did it for me. Oh, man. You ever go and you kind of look at a name long enough, you write it enough times, and it just doesn't look like that's how it's spelled anymore. You're like, there's something wrong with this. I know it's spelled like this, but it just looks weird now. And that's what Dream's doing to me right now. It's like, I don't know if anyone writes any code, but, you know, if you're doing a lot of stuff, and eventually, like, you're doing a lot of, like, logic conditionals, or a lot of conditional statements, and eventually the word if starts looking weird, and you're like, this shouldn't look weird, but it does. Anyway, we have a Reaper Expand coming on in here for Dream. And I guess this is a... Does that make more sense? It's kind of hard to figure out whether we who is top and who's bottom when it's, you know, horizontal maps. Anyway, Dream going for a Reaper Expand, and we just got a standard build from both players at this point. And I am so excited to see hopefully a late game TVZ on this map. This map really is my favorite of the new maps in the pool right now. Oh, look at this Dream. He's going to be really annoying. He's just going to delay this. He's going to get the drone too. Oh, that's unfortunate. But anyway, yeah, Dream's just going to be annoying. He's going to delay this third base for quite a while here from Rogue. Anyways, this map I think is very cool. I've seen one late game TVZ on it. It was Innovation versus DRG from World Team League on Sunday, and it was a fantastic series. But anyway, this map is really cool because it starts very small, right? With how choked off the middle of the map is and all of the rocks, it starts very small. But once the game expands a little bit, once you see the Zerg player starting kind of expanding vertically all the way, and you knock down a lot of those destructible rocks, suddenly the map gets a lot bigger, gets a lot more expansive. Play happens everywhere, and it gets really cool. Also, of course, you do have the two no man's land bases in the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position that both players can reasonably take. Although I think realistically, the Zerg player probably takes the 12 o'clock, and Terran takes the 6 o'clock, just because of how rallies and that tends to work. I mean, the Terran wants to expand as close to their other bases as possible, and Zerg wants to expand as far away from the Terran as possible. So that's what we're looking at. Anyway, the Hellions and the Reaper are already here. They're already starting to get a little bit of harassment on in. And Dream will go for Hellion Banshee for this game number one. So honestly, really, it feels like if you're not going third command center, Hellion Banshee has been really the standard over the last several months. I mean, it's not going to be Hellbats, nothing like that. But yeah, you get some Hellion Banshee. Maybe you can knock down a couple workers. But gone are the days of Hellion Banshees fighting as one force. Generally, it's just a bunch of Hellions at the front, keeping the Queens in the front, and the Banshee maybe getting some damage done on the sides. Now, this will be cloaked. This will be cloaked Banshees. As our first one is coming out now. And actually, yeah, this is just going to get scouted, so we should see spores. Lair's on the way. Okay. Yeah, Rogue is well aware of the tech path that Dream has opted to go for in this game. What he has to worry about, what he has to deal with. I say that's a vulnerable queen, but no. Dream was not going to dive on top of that. And well, that's just going to be a very visible Banshee anyways, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's been found, it's been scouted. Dream is aware of the fact that his tech path has been scouted. So we do have a third base on the way here for Dream as well, as he's not going for some sort of weird all-in. This Overlord is finally going to die? Yeah, okay, it's finally going to die. No, wait, it's not. I think it's interesting. So the Dream committed to 2 Banshees and Cloak, and he has not done anything with that whatsoever. He's just sitting there. He used the high ground vision to try to kill off an Overlord, but that took a long time. And now, I mean, spores they're going to be well in position here at this point. Lair is done. We're going to see some Overseers. These Banshees are really not going to get much done whatsoever. Now, Banshees, of course, are nice. They allow you to be a little bit defensive. They allow you to... look at that. It's going to be 2 spores, too. Rogue saying, the hell with this. I don't want to take any damage whatsoever. That Baneling Nest is actually not all that fast, Tigera. It is... yeah, it's just really not that fast. Generally, you either get a Baneling Nest like that, or you get a Roach Warren, because you have to be very careful of the potentiality for any sort of... you need something to deal with Hellbats, right? Yes, that you're kind of standard, no medevac, whatever, Hellbat morph. Yeah, Queens can deal with that, but there have been a lot, and actually we saw TY Bop Rogue in a tournament I did recently with the 2 of them in there. Was it World Team League? No, I don't think so. Anyway, recent tournament there where TY just went for a like 5 Marine Hellbat timing that hit it like 4 minutes, and just Rogue just died because, well, he wasn't expecting just a bunch of Zerglings, and with all that he had, it just, well, there was too much, and it happened 2 straight games to win this series. So what Zerg players are kind of learning here is you do need a relatively quick Baneling Nest, or you get a 4-minute odd, 3-34-minute Roach Warren, kind of like what you do if you're trying to stay safe in ZVP if you don't have a perfect scout. And honestly, having the Baneling Nest early keeps you safe, and it does mean you get Baneling speed rather quickly. And look at this. This is a muted tech here from Rogue, but he's going to have very similar upgrade timings to the Terran player, which is always rather nice. Generally, one of the benefits that a Terran can have, one of the nice things that the Terran can have when their opponent is going for 2 base muta, or not 2 base muta, but going for muta tech, is their upgrades will be faster. Well, that's not exactly the game here. I mean, yes, it's going to be slightly faster, but it's not going to be, a solid minute and a half like you sometimes see. Anyway, we do have Dream here. He's getting active on the map a little bit here, trying to knock down as much creep as possible, maybe so he can put pressure on the golden 4th. But no, the mutas are going to be there, and actually a lot of Marines will die on in here. But of course, with the Hellions taking some massive shots on the Zerglings, well, not a whole lot's going to be done. But now, of course, the Banshees are here, and they get a decent amount of damage done. Actually, they're going to get a little bit more, as a Queen will go on down. The Spore went down. And that's just gonna be it. So 3 drones, a Queen, and actually, well, a decent amount of creep is actually gonna get cleaned on up here. And this is actually really nice. This sieged up position that Dream can take here north of this, I guess not north, high ground of this 4th base is actually gonna be really nice. It's gonna, because the rocks are not dead yet, it's going to be a really fantastic sieged up position. But no, Dream, he's going to back up for the time being. He says, okay, I'm going to go take my 4th base. This game's going to go late. I understand that. And now those rocks are going to be dead. That means it's going to be much easier for Rogue to deal with any sort of pressure from that angle. Now, of course, there's another high ground position that Dream can take. And he can also siege up behind the golden minerals. And that can be a bit of a problem. But for the time being, he's not going to do any of that here. So he's just going to get his pressure on to this middle base here. See, as the drop in the main base will go on off, but the mutas will find that. Now that's just not going to get anything done. But Dream will be able to force a cancel on the 5th base of Rogue as well. But honestly, I think that was more of a red herring anyways, right? Because Rogue is now he's expanding, of course, in the upper left-hand position. That's not a base that Dream will really ever be able to take. He might try, but rallying through all of this creep. This is kind of the similar situation that we saw with Golden Wall, where the upper left-hand side base, or the upper bases, were just really difficult for the Terran to ever push on into. As now we have the Zerglings, Banelings, they're going to run on in. The tanks are going to get savaged here. But a decent amount of Marines do still survive. No, Rogue is going to sweep a Dream from the face of the earth. As more tanks are getting, well, they're getting sieged on up here, but that's not going to be nearly enough. And I wonder whether this is enough for Rogue to really and truly snowball. Zergling's getting on top of the Ryo here, getting on top of the reinforcements, and yeah, this is going to be enough here. Rogue is looking to snowball things. GG, Rogue, in one fell swoop, is going to knock Dream down. Yeah, so this is going to be a fast pull here for Rogue, and this is going to be a Reaper expand from Dream, which, depending on where the Reaper is either very good or not all that great for Rogue. If the Reaper does move across the map immediately, and Rogue is able to hide the fact that he has his Zerglings, then it's going to be fantastic. And you got to remember, by the way, Lightshade is a small map. It has a shorter rush distance. It's not quite Beckett. Not Beckett. Beckett is a 28-second rush distance. It's insane. But yeah, this was like I think it was like a 15 pool, as I got distracted by looking at motors on my desk. But anyway, so the Reaper's going in the proper direction. Is the Reaper going to find this? No, it won't. Okay. Barely not. The Zerglings taking one path over from where the Reaper went. So now the Zerglings will find their way on into the main base, but look at this. Dream, he's not going Reaper into Reactor, he's going Reaper Marine into Reactor, and that will give him a little bit of solace in this game. That will allow him to be a little bit happier. And, well, Dream's going to say, okay, wait a minute, you don't have any drones at that natural, that's a problem. Your creep is a little bit slow. So now the Zerglings will find the natural here. We'll start to chew away at that. A couple Zerglings find their way on up into the high ground, but I think they just died. Now there's a Marine. So this natural is going to get canceled, but it will not have to be, or it's not going to get canceled. It's just going to be delayed. So Rogue, as happy as he's going to be with that, this is not the best case scenario. Just a good one. So this one Zergling is actually getting something done, but no, okay. Not really going to get the kill off. So we have a high ground bunker coming in from Dream. Huh. Rogue, of course, he's going to get his third base, and whenever I've seen Rogue go for early pools like this, it's not for any sort of big follow ball in. It really is for, okay, I'm going to get 6 Zerglings, I'm going to try to cancel your command center. If I don't, I mean, whatever, no big deal. I'm going to delay at the very least. And there we go, that bunker will be canceled, as honestly, it's not needed. So now Rogue's third base just about halfway done. Speed just about done as well at that 4-minute timing, which is, of course, kind of the standard at this point. Actually, Rogue could have delayed his speed even a little bit more if he wanted to, considering the fact that Dream had to pull SCVs for a while, so his Hellions were not quite as fast. But anyway, speed is now done here, which does mean this Reaper is potentially dead, but no. Rogue's not really going to commit to it. He's like, okay, you got a Hellion here, whatever, no big deal. And there we go, Baneling Nest on the way as well, making sure that he's safe from any sort of follow-up Hellbat attack. And it will be a Viking. Oh, that's a... Okay, it's going to be Hellbat Marauder. But we don't have concussive shells, and that's kind of surprising, actually. Generally, when you go for this Hellbat Marauder style, you do get the Marauders specifically so you can carpet bomb the Queens and make it so they cannot kite away. You get like 2 Marauders, and that's what you do. But we don't have concussive shells, so these Marauders they're just going to soak Baneling shots, I guess? Is that the goal? Oh, there we go. Okay, concussive shells is now on the way. Doesn't have a VA? I'm not sure what you mean by VA. But anyway, third base on the way behind this. So Dream is hoping to not be all in, but I mean, realistically, this is a 5-minute third base, and he has got concussive shells. He's going for Hellbat. So we do have this somewhat... I'm not actually sure what Rogue even saw, but Rogue does have the scout on in here, so we have Banelings on the way. He's probably going to need more than 4, but 4 is a good start, because he has enough gas for like 2 more. Meanwhile, oh, this run by... This is actually maybe... Is this going to get the third base? Is this going to be able to cancel the third base? I don't think so. But Dream hit this Marauder, Viking, whatever timing is going to be forced back here, and that means it's not going to be anything whatsoever. Now, Zerglings will be forced back. They will not be able to get the third base, although... Or, I guess, the third command center, but they will start some stuff to burning. As meanwhile, it does look like we have... Hellions, they're going to try to dive on, and they will also be unsuccessful. So now with Stim on the way, Dream getting nothing done with this. Now, it's arguably better for him here that he is getting nothing done than trying to get something done and losing everything. So at the very least, he has all of his Hellions, he has the Marauders, he didn't lose any units in the attack, and that's going to be useful for him. That's going to be something for him here. As Rogue, actually going for a rather interesting style. It's only +1 Carapace, which is something we saw for a good bit of time when Zerg players were afraid of the ensuing attack. So this looks like what we're going to see here is just going to be pure Zergling Baneling. And there we go, +1 melee, which is going to happen a little bit later. Are you talking about an armory, God Engine? But anyway, now we have the army of Dream moving out on the map again. It's going to be Hellbats once again, but I mean, there's still only 4 Banelings, but Baneling speed is just about halfway done. And this will get scouted on in, so we should scout it on out. So we should see more Zerglings, more Banelings, all that fun stuff. And realistically, I don't really like this for Dream. He's posturing, he's owning the middle of the map, he's owning the dead airspace, which is always going to be nice for him. It does mean that maybe he can get some barbecues off. Okay. I just call it an armory, so I'm not familiar with the VA as the acronym for that. Is it technically vehicle armory? No, it's just the armory, okay. Anyway, now it looks like we have Widowmine. Oh, so this is Dream. He's going to channel his inner Cure just a little bit here. His inner Beyond maybe. And he's going to go for some Drilling Claw Widowmine drops. And you know what? With just Pureling Bane, that's actually going to be pretty good here for Dream. As Rogue's will not have what he needs to kill off, well, to kill off those Widowmines rather quickly as now. Well, the Queens are going to find this anyways. 2 Widowmines will go on down. The third one, it's only 3 workers actually. That's probably the best possible scenario here for Rogue, because now we have the second drop coming on in. Are the Queens going to be in position for this? Zerglings are, though, so they're going to get on top of things. Carpet bombing, and it's just not going to be a lot. There we go. 4 workers in total, I think, have died. Yeah, there we go. Now Banelings are going to come running on in. Sure, we have Widowmines in the front, but, well, that's a lot of that is a ludicrous amount of Widowmines, but now most of them are now dead, so Banelings are going to come crashing on in into the mineral lines on both sides. Yeah, Hellbats are going to do what they can, but 10 workers are going to go down, 13 workers are going to go down. The entire army of Dream is now dying here, and Zerglings will be able to cancel the 4th base. Oh, was that the 3rd base? No, okay, 3rd base is on position. Never mind. They will be able to cancel the 4th base here as Zerglings come spilling on. Banelings, they're not going to make the connection. Oh, but it's just going to be good enough anyways. And Rogue is smashing Dream here in this game. Number 2, Banelings on top of everything. Yeah, we're gonna have a hot pickup. A lot of Banelings will get, or Widowmines, or SCVs, there we go, will get saved. But now, Dream, he's mining off of 1 base. He is trapped on into his natural. As more and more Zerglings, more and more Banelings come rolling on in. +2 is going to get canceled here. And that is going to be a big problem. The other E-base just going to get killed off because why the hell not? And yes, we don't have a lot of Banelings at the moment. Yeah, +2 is going to get canceled again. I don't know why Dream even restarted it. Now we have a Hydrodin on the way as Rogue says, okay, maybe I don't kill you here. Maybe you're not totally dead. But certainly, you're going to be dead soon here. As Rogue, he has 76 workers. His opponent has 40. Not all that great. 2-2 or 1-2 is on the way here as Hydras are going to be on the way. So Hydroling Bane, we may get into Lurker Tech, but I don't think that's really even going to be relevant in this game. Rogue should be able to close out the game with Hydroling Bane, as he will have that nice, solid defensive bulwark. Oh, look at this. Oh, no. Yeah, combat shields were not even done by the time that happened. No wonder that fight was so bad there for Dream. Now we do have Dream getting a little bit active here on the map, knocking down some Overlords. That's going to be very nice, but once again, this is a big run by. As Bailey, oh, you know what? Only two SCVs died. A lot of Mules died, sure, but only 2 SCVs die, strictly because, well, there were just not a lot of SCVs on the map right there for Dream. So that's always kind of funny. Like, it's successful, it's gonna get everything, and then it just doesn't. But now we have Hydras on the way. Infestation Pit on the way as well. So it will be Hive, it will be Lurkers eventually. But for the moment, I mean, Rogue, he's just looking to max out, or at least put himself at a massive supply lead here, as he is mining. Well, what do you think, friends? Do you think 2,000 resources a minute is a significant advantage? I would say so. Now combat shield's done, so at least the Marines are gonna have 5 HP each, which is something. And this is interesting. We're seeing Widow Mine and tank production at the same time here. So Widow Mine or Banelings are going to roll on in, but 2 will stay alive. But okay, with the tank here, it's gonna be okay. That being said, though, well, now the 3rd base is burning because of that tank shot and because of the Widow Mines exploding on next to it. And is that getting repaired? Did Dream notice? Yeah, he did. Okay. But anyway, Rogue getting on into his 5th base. We do have Hydra Speed on the way here. This drop is just not getting anything done. We should see Hive on the way rather soon. And Rogue is just moving from strength to strength. Now, I'm kind of surprised we don't see him just kind of sledgehammering in again, and maybe that's what this move is right here. Yep, that's what this move is right here. 35 Banelings getting morphed. So many Banelings tasteless. Yeah, we have more Banelings on the way here. Banelings are going to come crashing in. Zerglings, of course, are heavily upgraded. This is a fairly significant upgrade lead here for Rogue, so it doesn't mean the Banelings and the Zerglings are not going to die nearly as fast. Tanks are going to try to take their shots off. 3rd base is absolutely going to get broken, but the question, though, is how much damage really happens here. As almost all of the Widow Mines will go on down, but they will still all be alive. So some shots can happen there, but the 3rd base, once again, is going to get broken. Once again, 20 workers will die, and Rogue, this time, he's going to have a better a supply advantage off of this. Last time, it was just about even. We were looking at the work accounts, we're like, okay, Rogue's going to be able to resupply off of this better. This time, Rogue's up 60 supply after his attack. It's going to be rather nice for him, as now Zerglings will find this potential planetary, and, well, it's not going to be potential planetary anymore. More SCVs go down, Dream dropping below 30. Oh, look at that. A couple Zerglings were split off to make sure that... Oh, that's pretty cool. As, yes, 12 workers will go down, but Rogue, he's got the workers to spare. He's totally fine with this. But that was pretty cool. So we saw a couple Zerglings split off from the main force as the SCVs did retreat, so they would stay on the SCVs, so the tank shot would kill off a bunch more SCVs, which is always a pretty cool technique that we see players that are not Terran, or even if they are Terran and they're against Terran, use on occasion. Use that friendly fire. But now Lurker Den is on the way. +2 missile, is on the way, and the Hive's just about done. So Rogue, eventually he's going to have the tech he needs to break this. He will have Vipers, and he will have the Blinding Clouds or Abducts that he wants to make sure that everything just kind of dies. Now, props to Dream. He's doing a fantastic job of not dying. Now, he's not living. He's very much zombie Terran at this point, but he's not dead. Not yet. Or I should say he's still in the game. He still is pretty dead, let's be real here. As we have a bunch of Zerglings going to run on into the third base. This tank is going to get targeted down. Tank on the right-hand side is going to die as well. More and more economy here from Dream is dying. Now, this army on the right-hand side, not really going to get a whole lot done. But 4 more SCVs do go down. And, you know what? It would be more, but there's just not a lot mining on the outlying bases at this point. So, double tank here for this point from Rogue, as he does realize that this is Hydra Tech. Okay. And this is, where there's Hydras, there are going to be Lurkers. But Rogue, he's just about maxed out. And he does, surprisingly enough, I didn't see any Vipers get built. Oh, never mind. There are 3 Vipers. Okay. So we have the Vipers. They're getting energy. We're going to have a +2 missile pretty soon. Lurkers are on the way. Groove Spines, not Groove Spines. Seismic Spines are on the way as well. So Rogue, I mean, he's going to have a very powerful force. He already does have a very powerful force coming on in here. As he's up 50 army supply, he's up 28 workers. No. Some number of workers. I can't do math. It's fine. 32 workers. There we go. He's up 32 workers here. As now the Hydras, the Lurkers, the Zerglings, they're going to come storming on in. We have Zergling Crack on the way as well, just to make sure that it gets even more powerful. And yeah, are the Lurkers the best at fighting right now? No, not really. They don't have Seismic Spines just yet, but now they will. And there we go. Tanks are going to get abducted here. And yeah, there are going to be some scans, but that's not really going to do a whole hell of a lot. And GG Rogue with a 2-0.